Hello everyone, this is BSc third year lecture. In last lecture I have given the definition of dual space. So what is meant by dual space? A dual space is nothing but a vector space of V to F. That is the set of all linear functionals from a vector space V to F. The collection of all these functions such that they are linear functionals from a vector space V to F forms a vector space over a field F called as dual space. That is T from V to F, where T is linear functional or linear transformation. Which is linear transformation. This set forms a vector space over a field F, and the vector space is called as dual space. Now note, if V is a finite dimensional vector space over a field F, if V is finite dimensional vector space over a field F, then if V is a finite dimensional vector space over a field F, then it contains finite number of elements in its basis. So then V1, V2, dot Vn. That is the dimension of the vector space V is n, because the basis of vector space V contains n elements. Then V1, V2, dot Vn be the basis of V. Be the basis of V. Now let a dual space V is nothing but homomorphism of V to F. That is the set of all linear functionals from a vector space V to F, where V dual is a dual space of a vector space V. Now let Vi dual belongs to V dual. That is, Vi dual is any linear functional from a vector space V dual. Now, if V is a basis of a vector, if V is a finite dimensional vector space and V1, V2, dot Vn is a basis of V, then any element of V, if V belongs to V be any element, then any element of V can be written uniquely in the linear combination of these elements. So V can be written as alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 plus dot alpha n Vn, where alpha I belongs to field F. Now define the function. Vi dual of Vj is equal to 0 if I is not equal to j, and equal to 1 if I equal to j. Now this function is defined such that image of Vj under the linear functional Vi is 0 if I is not equal to j, and 1 if I is equal to j. Now apply this functional on element V. Now Vi dual of V is nothing but alpha 1 V1 plus alpha 2 V2 dot plus alpha I Vi plus dot alpha n Vn. Now Vi dual is a linear functional, so from this step we can write another step. Vi dual of alpha 1 V1 plus Vi dual of alpha 2 V2 plus dot plus Vi dual of alpha I vi plus dot 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 plus vi dual of alpha n vn. Now if vi dual is a linear functional, then alpha goes outside, so alpha 1 vi dual of v1 dot 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 plus alpha I vi dual of vi plus dot 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 plus alpha n vi dual of vn. Now see the function defined like this: vi of vj is equal to 0 if I is not equal to j, and 1 if I is equal to j. Then apply this function, so all these terms are 0 plus dot 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 plus, here note that alpha I vi of vi dual of vi is nothing but 1, so alpha I into v plus dot dot dot, all terms become 0, so which is nothing but alpha I. So vi dual of v is nothing but alpha I. So alpha I is the element of the field f, and f is of dimension 1. Now from this step we can write, v1 dual, v2 dual dot 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 vn dual is a basis of dual space of v, is basis of dual space of v, is a basis of dual space of v. Note that v1 v2 dot 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 vn are the elements of dual space, also they are linearly independent and spans the dual space v, therefore these are the basis of dual space v. We also call v1 dual, v2 dual dot 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 vn dual is dual basis of v, is dual basis of v. Now the definition of dual basis, what is meant by dual basis of a dual space? What is meant by dual basis of a dual space? The basis of dual space, what is dual space? Homomorphism of v to f is called dual basis of v dual over field f. See the definition of dual basis. The basis of dual space of homomorphism of v over f, v to f is called dual basis of v over f. Now lemma 3.2.2. Lemma 4.3.2. Lemma 4.3.2, which says that the basis of a dual, if V is a finite dimensional, if V is the vector space V is finite dimensional, if V is a finite dimensional and V belongs to V is not equal to 0, then there is an element, f belongs to V dual such that f of V is not equal to 0. Now understand this lemma. which says that if we take any non-zero elements of a vector space V, then there exists an element F belongs to V dual. You know that V dual contains all linear functionals from a vector space V to F. Then there is an element F belongs to V such that F of V is not equal to 0. You can take this functional that we have defined, Vi dual of Vj is equal to 0 if I is not equal to j, and 1 if I is equal to j. If we take this function, then this must satisfy this condition. Therefore, the lemma 4.3.2 says that if V is a finite dimensional and V belongs to V is a non-zero element of a vector space V, then there is an element F belongs to V dual such that F of V is not equal to 0. So this was the lemma 4.3.2. Now lemma 4.3.3. Lemma 4.3.3. If V is a finite dimensional, if a vector space V is finite dimensional, if a vector space V is a finite dimensional, then psi is an isomorphism of, of V onto V dual, of V onto V dual. Now see, we have discussed in last lecture if V is a finite dimensional, then the dimension of V is equal to dimension of V dual. Therefore, there must exist one psi. Now say that isomorphism. Isomorphism means what? It is first homomorphism. Second, it is 1-1. It is 1-1. That we have to prove that it is also onto. Third, onto. With these three conditions satisfying, the function will be both. Then the vector spaces V and V dual must be isomorphic. That we have to prove. Now, given that psi is an isomorphism of V onto V dual, so isomorphism means homomorphism and 1-1, and we have to prove onto. And also we know that if the dimension of the vector space, two vector spaces V1 and V2 are same, then they are isomorphic. That is, there must exist one transformation psi such that it satisfies these three conditions. So this is the proof of lemma 4.3.3. Now definition of annihilator. Annihilator. Annihilator, A of W. Definition: if W is a subspace of V, if W is a subspace of V, if W is a subspace of a vector space V, then annihilator of W, annihilator of W, which is denoted by A of W, is nothing but F belongs to V dual such that F of W equal to 0 for all W belongs to subspace W. Annihilator, it is a subset of V-dual such that the set of all linear functionals from a V-dual which maps every element of a subspace W to 0. That is, set of all linear functionals from V-dual such that they maps every element of W to 0. So this is the annihilator of a subspace. Now show that A of W is a subspace of V-dual. Show that A of W is a subspace of V-dual. Example, show that A of W, annihilator of a subspace W is subspace of V-dual. Now see that A of W, it is a subspace of V-dual because it A of W contains all elements which are belongs to V-dual. Now take any two elements of AW. Now define AW. AW means F belongs to V-dual such that F of W equal to 0 for all W belongs to the subspace W. Now let F1 comma F2 belongs to annihilator of W. This says that, this implies F1 of W equal to 0 for all W belongs to W, and F2 of W equal to 0 for all W belongs to W, because they belongs to A of W. You know that how we show any subset of a vector space is subspace. So this is there is one condition. Now let alpha comma beta belongs to field F and consider the function alpha F1 plus beta F2. If this function goes to A of W, then A of W must be subspace of V-dual. Now consider alpha F1 plus beta F2 of W, which is nothing but alpha F1 of W plus beta F2 of W. But we know that F1 of W is equal to 0 and F2 of W is equal to 0 for all W belongs to the subspace W. Therefore, alpha into 0 plus beta into 0 is nothing but 0 for all W belongs to W. This implies that alpha F1 plus beta F2 belongs to A of W. If this linear combination goes to A of W, this shows that A of W is a subspace of V-dual. This implies that A of W is a subspace of V-dual. A of W is subspace of V-dual. So this is the today's lecture. Now in next lecture I am going to discuss some properties of annihilator and some properties of dual basis and dual space. So thank you.